What's up, my friends? It's Rob Bill, and welcome to the final day of the MYT, Men's Yoga Transformation, Men's Yoga Tribe Reset Challenge, where we're spending longer times in shapes so that we can change the length of our tissue and restore and highest potential of flexibility and therefore mobility, opening the door for stability and strength and durability, our ability to withstand anything that is thrown at us in life. Resilience, our ability to bounce back from any challenges like, oh, I strained my hamstring, oh, I rolled my ankle, through that flexibility and durability. Today we're going to do one of my favorite stretches. You guys had my absolute favorite yesterday. Today's just a little bonus. You're going to want a little strap, a yoga strap, or just a belt that you would wear for your clothing. You're also going to want a little towel that's folded over. Please go get it because this is a challenging posture even though it looks so simple. You're also going to want a little chair or a couch or like a coffee and start to access a posture that a lot of people do that's called puppy pose or yoga. You're going to begin standing flat on your back with your belt and your little towel. What we're going to do once we lay back is we're going to take that little flattened towel, we're going to put it underneath your left hamstring, that's the space between your butt and your knee. And you're going to press down to that. Check your knee, check your toes, make sure they're pointing straight up towards the sky. And actually, let's do the same thing with your right leg. Use the strength of your upper body to wiggle your rib cage up away from the hips, and then you know what to do. Zipping in, laying your head down. We're going to take this little yoga strap or this belt. We're going to bend your right knee in towards your chest and place it underneath the arch of your right foot. Send that right leg back out, long in front of you. Now, you'll see a lot of people doing a hamstring stretch in the gym, but through the way that they do it, what they're actually doing is pulling their lower back out of alignment. Your hamstrings run up, they attach in your hips. Your hip flexors also run up through your pelvis, and they can one of them attaches to your lowest rib or that vertebrae there, so that can actually pull your back into excessive arch if you overdo a stretch like this. In yoga, we have this principle. We have the warrior code known as yama niyama, and principle number 3 is non-stealing. Commandments are not meant to be followed. Commandments are meant to reveal something to yourself. So to get into this, I want you to press down into that towel. Do not let your hamstring come off of it. And using the strength of your right leg, inhale your right leg up towards the sky, like you're pointing your right heel towards the ceiling. Now you're like, hey, I've got this belt here. Shouldn't I pull on it? The answer is no. Keep left hands up to that strap. Grip the strap with your fingertips and just give a little bit of weight of your upper body there. Notice, is my left hamstring coming up? If yes, this is as far as you go. If no, you can give yourself a little bit more pressure on that strap. If we steal, that left hamstring starts coming up, you're going to start rounding into your back. You're going to start tucking your tailbone, tucking your hips, and start pulling the muscles in your lower back, which is not what this is intended to do at all. We're trying to get into our hamstrings. Can your right knee bend? Please, yes, if it needs to. Working through your left hip to ground into that towel, to keep the left knee and toes pointing up. And work a little bit through your right leg to spin that right leg out. Like you could keep it here, but spinning so that the right knee, the right toes are pointing across your right shoulder. And come into your breath. What's coming up for you here? Can you practice being truthful? It's our second yoga commandment, our second code in the Yogi Warrior Code that I teach inside of MYT. Satya, truthfulness. I'm being honest with myself here. Do I own this posture? Or am I stealing by pulling too high, ungrounding my left leg, trying to take a range of motion that I don't own yet, and leading myself into or towards injury, which is our yoga power code, our warrior code, number 1, ahimsa, non-harm, especially to ourselves. And now I want you to let go of that strap with your hands without your right leg moving. That's how you know you're at just the right spot here. Taking a big in breath, and as you exhale gently, under full control of your right leg, lowering it down to the mat. Seeing if you can touch through your right hamstring and your right heel at the same time. Ooh, that's fun. And relax here. What do you feel? This one has a very nifty after effect. I tend to feel it in my yoga groin, the front of my right hip, or my hip flexors. This is great for getting the head of your femur, your leg bone, deep into the joint. Most people have it slightly poking forward. You can poke in the front of your hips and feel that, the head of that bone. Now let's switch sides. I'm going to drag that towel across underneath our right hamstring, grounding into the mat. Hamstring, right heel grounded, knee and toes pointing straight up. Pass that strap over to your left foot, the arch. Both legs grounded, knees and toes pointing straight up. And under full control of the left leg as you inhale, lifting that leg up towards the sky, pointing your left heel, the sole of your left foot up towards the sky without losing that contact with your right hamstring, your right heel. Fingertips to the strap or the belt. Right knee, right toes pointing straight up. See if you can lift that left leg a little bit higher. And gently externally rotating the left leg so we can point that left knee across the left shoulder. If you got a bend here in the left knee, you can. Notice how this side is probably completely different than the other side. And you know exactly what to do when you encounter that. But I'll tell you again at the end. Turning inward, noticing what's coming up for you at all levels. And when you're invited, taking yourself a little bit deeper. Feel the head of your femur sinking deep, securely grounded into your left hip. And that right one holding its space by staying grounded into the mat. Feeling that calm, relaxed breath, noticing how interesting things that you're encountering. Resisting any urges to react. When you're ready, letting go of the strap. That left leg shouldn't move. If it does, it's all right. Under full control, your left leg, lower it down to the mat. Resist any urge to react. See if you can touch through your left hamstring, your left heel at the same time. And relax. Feel the after effects. Set your strap and your towel off to the side. When you feel inspired to take any movement, feel free to take it now. My body's asking for a bridge, so I'm going to bend my knees, planting the soles of my feet. The inner edges of my feet touch. Spread my toes out and gripping the floor with my feet. Pressing my arms down into the mat. Pressing so hard, my back starts to lift. And then using my hips to lift it up into a nice bridge. Squeezing my thighs together. And sitting down to the mat. Whew. We got one more posture today, guys. I'm going to invite you back to tabletop. Well, not back, we haven't been there today, but I'm going to invite you to tabletop now. And you are going to want a couch or a chair or a coffee table or a stability ball if you got one out in front of you. We're going to take a little kneeling position to start. And then we're just going to either walk the knees towards or back away from the couch or chair, putting your hands up on that prop, couch, chair, table, ball. Digging your toes under, we're going to sit the butt back towards the heels, grounded, like pushing down into the couch or chair, pushing it away as well, so you get that length through your arms, through your shoulders. And while we're here, taking a big in-breath, you know what comes next. And on your next exhale, sinking down, like you can sink your heart down to the mat. Now, since I have the ball, I can roll it away from you to create space. You might have to walk your knees back. Stretching the mat apart between the knees. Notice my butt is up over my hips rather than back on my heels like the child's pose. That's one little difference between the two postures. Pressing the couch, the chair, the ball away. Feel the length in the shoulders just like child's pose. Gently doming the arms like you could lift just your elbows, feeling the depth in your arms and your shoulder joints. And you might find a little bit more length here. You might be able to push a little more. And then imagining that rubber band around your elbows, pulling your back and feel the activation of the muscles underneath your underarms. And as you exhale, keep that gentle activation, and maybe you can sink your chest closer to the floor in a big stretch. See if you can relax through your neck. Let your breath breathe you. Any unintentional tension. Seeing if you can soften into it. When you're ready to release this, I would just bring your forearms down to the ground and just resting right here. Little kneeling position, forearms down. Noticing the after effect of the stretch. This is one that's really easy to rush out of and then be like, my shoulder, my neck. When you're ready, planting your hands, coming to tabletop. I invite you to take any movement that feels right for you. I'm going to take a kneeling position. We've done this before. And I'm going to inhale to open my heart up, reaching my arms out to the sides, turning the palms up. And I'm going to exhale, pulling my elbows down into my belly button, rounding into my back. I'm going to take 3 of these. A couple of wiggles here. And that, my friends, is it. 7 whole days doing yoga. Remember, your challenge is to do these postures again, what felt really impactful for you. And then was there one side of the body that was more challenging than the other? Spend another 3 to 5 minutes in each of these postures today so that you can become familiar with them and understand what you need so that you can carry this forward, not just for today or next week, but forever. The hallmark of a well-adapted and integrated man is the ability to take the tools out of his toolbox and apply them to the appropriate situation, the appropriate fix. And you have all of these tools now. You have 7 days worth of postures, at a minimum 14 postures for you to apply when you encounter unique challenges in your body. You have the power to do that and shift to get into these postures for 3 to 5 minutes and create sustainable change so that you are more free, more mobile, more durable, more resilient in the long run, and to reset when anything happens. So thank you so much for being here. Please drop into the comments and share with me not just how today went, but how this whole practice has impacted you. What's worked really well? How are you going to implement it? And where do you need more development? Where do you need help? Because I can't give that to you unless you let me know. So I appreciate you so very much. If you want more of this, also let me know in the comments. I have Men's Yoga Transformation. It's a 12-week accelerator program where you get to do this every single day for 90 days. How freaking cool would that be? And how much different would you be on the other side? So I'm going to zip it now. I appreciate you so much and have an awesome day.